blind spot can put you in a bad spot. Hello there, this is Pastor Pete Pavelic. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of the Daily Devo. Don't forget, you can find this Daily Devo, sign up for our daily email, which is free and brings this Daily Devo right to your inbox every single day we post one over at my website, pastorpete.org. If you have ever driven a vehicle, you probably have heard of and experienced the blind spot. The blind spot can put you in a bad spot. We've all been in that situation. I was recently where I thought I was clear to move over into the other lane, and as I began to do so, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it. Somebody was there in the blind spot. Thankfully, nothing happened. But that blind spot almost put me in a bad spot. Can I just tell you, it's easy to have blind spots in us and in our heart, in the realm of spirituality as well. In fact, that's exactly what Jesus is addressing here in Matthew chapter 7. One of the biggest blind spots I've seen in my own life and I've seen in the life of other believers. And Jesus takes it head on here in these first few verses of Matthew chapter 7. It is the blind spot of a judgmental heart. The blind spot of judgment and making ourselves the judge of other people. So let me just read to you what Jesus had to say, because of course he says it way better than I ever could. He says, "Do not judge so that you won't be judged. For you will be judged by the same standard with which you judge others, and you will be measured by the same measure you use. Why do you look at the splinter in your brother's eye, but don't notice the beam of wood in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the splinter out of your eye,' and look, there's a beam of wood in your own eye? Hypocrite, first take the beam of wood out of your eye, then you will see clearly to take the splinter out of your brother's eye." In other words, be careful putting yourself into a place of judgment over somebody else. The Bible speaks of this over and over and over again throughout both the Old and the New Testament. The danger of putting ourselves in a place of judgment. But it's easy to do, isn't it? It's easy to look at somebody else and make a judgment about them. It's easy to see something that somebody else is doing and cast judgment upon them. Sure, we don't cast it all the time with our voice. We don't say it out loud. We don't type it onto social media, but we think it. We think it. And even when we think it, we're casting judgment. I want to encourage you today to examine your heart, examine yourself. Do you have a blind spot when it comes to a judgmental heart? If so, ask the Lord to help remove it from your life, so that you can see clearly, so that you can serve well and run that race He's marked out for you. May God bless you. I hope you have an incredible day. As always, thank you for joining me for the Daily Devo. I hope you'll come over and visit with me, connect with me, and see what all is there for you at pastorpete.org. We'll see you tomorrow.